Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here. Welcome back to part 19 of the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree full playthrough walkthrough. In this section of the walkthrough, we are going to continue with the main adventure finally, and we're going to go back to High Road Cross, speak with Needle Knight Leda and Hornsent, and then go back to Shadow Keep and enter the Specimen Storehouse through the main entrance. So, in the previous section of the walkthrough, I want to mention we did the Stone Coffin Fisher down here, and we completed Tialier's questline for the time being. It does continue on much later in the game, but for the time being, he's done, as is the questline of St. Trina, again, till later on in the game. Since we have shattered Miquella's Great Rune by approaching Shadow Keep, the charm of Miquella that was causing everybody to work together and be friendly enough to each other has now broken. So, we have some choices as to what we want to do with certain NPCs. Most notably, the NPC Needle Knight Leda, who is at the High Road Cross side of Grace, begins a mission hunting those she believes pose a threat to Miquella. There are a few ways that this questline can play out. Her first target will actually be Hornsent. You can also invite Hornsent to help you fight the boss of Specimen Storehouse, or you can kill him by helping Leda and invading Hornsent's world, or you can do nothing, and then she will just sort of move on from Hornsent. And then after she moves on from Hornsent, or after you kill Hornsent, her next target will be Sir Ansbach. Sir Ansbach, I really do not recommend helping Leda kill him. If you help Leda kill Hornsent and Ansbach, you will get talismans. You will also get their armor set, but you can get their armor, I believe, later on in the game anyway. It's really the talisman rewards that are unique. So if you want all the talismans, go ahead and do it, but it does make a boss fight later on in the game way harder than it needs to be. So, and that is because you can bring in Ansbach as well as Tialier into that boss fight with you, and you're kind of meant to do so, whereas if you do not, then it becomes considerably harder. So, the other NPC is, or whose questline changes, I mean, everybody's does, but Sir Moore's questline changes, and that's the one I want to start with. So, Sir Moore, after the Great Rune breaks, he will sort of have a question. He will begin to question what he's doing. So, if we were to speak with him, we will get some new dialogue, since the Great Rune has broken.
I don't feel it. It's broken. Kind Miquella's light is gone. But I stand tall. Together, we work. Together. For Miquella the Kind.
Oh wow, his inventory finally expanded. You got Tialier's stuff. Interesting. I guess Tialier gave more his stuff. Interesting. Okay, let's speak with him.
I don't know what to do. Our mother abandoned her brood. She did not love us. We are her children. What should we do? Must we be sad forever?
Okay, this is where your choice comes in. So, like I mentioned, there's a boss fight later on in the game, and if you kill Hornsent, it makes that fight easier. If you kill Sir Ansbach, it makes the fight harder. However, Sir Moore is also involved in that fight. If you suggest put it behind you, or I don't know, that more or less results in the same thing. However, if you choose remain sad forever, while this is a really depressing answer, this is actually the best answer you can give him because it will make that boss fight easier and it will also end in the same general result. So, you can also say, I'm just, okay. Yeah, so if you choose I don't know, he won't show up. He won't be involved in that boss fight. and he stays around, but you just have to never answer him. I'm reading this off of the Fextra Life Wiki. I don't actually know how accurate that is, because I could have sworn that's what I told him last time. I might have said put it behind you. Anyway, I'm going to recommend in this playthrough that you suggest to him that he remains sad forever. Doing so will prevent him from joining that boss fight, making it easier, and you also get his gear sooner. It is a sad ending. However, it is kind of the best ending you can give him. So we're going to tell him to remain sad forever, and then we are going to go get his gear.
Sad. Forever. Sad. Forever and ever. I, like, for you, things.
Okay. So, make sure you buy anything from him that you wanted.
Goodbye.
And then we are going to go get his armor. So, we are going to warp back to the High Road Cross, and then we're going to go to the Church of the Crusade. And if you recall, there was a Forager Brood vendor that was at that church. So we're going to go back to that Forager Brood. I'm thinking now that I told him to put it behind him my first time through the game. Interesting, it's raining and this guy's torch is out. No, it's on, never mind. Yeah, it was just a draw distance problem. I got excited. I'm a fully admitting From Software apologist. I believe they can do no wrong when it comes to game dev. I'm just kidding. I complain all the time. But anyway. All right. So the Forager Brood was over here near the church. Yep. Perfect. So we can see that Sir Moore has basically come over here and remained sad and then died alongside his Forager Brood. So we get Moore's Bellbearing, his Great Shield, Helm, Armor, Gauntlets, and Greaves, which is hands down the best tank set in the entire game. So his Great Shield is a Great Shield made from the unusual metal known as Verdigris. It boasts greater guard capacity than damage negation, to the extent that the shield will continue to protect its target even if its bearer should die, which is hilarious. The Helm is a helm made from an unusual metal known as Verdigris. Verdigris is said to be the gift of an outer god, possessed of an enormously hefty yet supple strength thanks to its rusted nature. So, excellent tank set, and then you also get his bell bearing. Now, we got all of the Forager Brood cookbooks in this playthrough. That's why I suggested doing this. Otherwise, he gets involved in a boss fight, and it makes it really, really, not hard, but he's just annoying. Like, it just makes it harder than it needs to be. So letting him die is just kind of the way to go. It saves you the trouble. He does get some more dialogue if you just say, I don't know, and you never give him an answer, but this is just the better route, in my opinion. Okay, let's go back to High Road Cross, and then we're going to speak with Lady Leda and Hornsent again to see how their dialogue has changed now that the Great Rune has broken.
Intriguing. What remains there to be said? Do you presume us allies even now? Though Miquella's spell is newly broken, I must profess, the spell mattered little. Uphold his covenant, Miquella shall, and in godhood redeem our rueful clan. Then Marika and vilest Erdtree both will at last be from divinity wrenched. And surely, contented I will be. But first, clear resounds the call of vengeance. The Impaler, Messmer, must pay his due. In vengeance for the flames, my blade I wield. How could I allow myself to forget? Revenge alone assures me peace of mind. Think not to hinder me upon my path, lest you too wish to face the reckoning. Think not to hinder, lest you too.
Oh, hello. Did you feel it? Miquella the Kind's enchantment appears to have broken. But while my devotion to kindly Miquella remains unchanged, by my troth I am not so sure about the others. No, wait. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise. I can wield my sword to cull the undeserving, those unfit to bask in tender Miquella's presence. I should have thought of this earlier. Right. It's time to begin ferreting out those of us who don't deserve to be at kindly Miquella's side.
We're going to suggest the Hornsent.
The Hornsent. On one hand, he trusts Miquella the Kind to bring salvation to his people. With the enchantment lifted, his vengeful passions may once again ignite. But surely he'd be mindful of kindly Miquella's promise. On the other hand, the Hornsent does present his own dangers. Perhaps your concerns are well-founded after all. Allow me some time to mull it over. Allow me some time. Ah, there you are. It took me long enough, I know. But I've made my decision. I believe it wisest to eliminate the Hornsent. If he were to point his blade at Sir Messmer or Queen Marika, perhaps it would not matter. But vengeance changes a man. And one day, his blade may turn towards Miquella the Kind. Kindly Miquella is, after all, the true golden child. Even if he discards every last drop of his being, his lineage will always remain. I believe the Hornsent suspects what I have in mind. He never placed his full trust in me, even under the effect of kindly Miquella's spell. He must have recognized something. The scent of the killer that slept within me, the stench of crusted blood. I will follow the Hornsent. To have his revenge on Sir Messmer, there is only one place he will go. The Black Keep. I will follow the Hornsent. To have his
Alright, so we have agreed to help Lady Leda kill the Hornsent. The Hornsent has left, but we still get a choice in the end. So let's go to the main gate plaza. This is where we fought the Golden Hippopotamus boss. And we'll make our way to the Specimen Storehouse. Oh, actually we have the shortcut open. So like I said, we still get a choice in the end. When we get to a certain spot in Shadowkeep, or the Specimen Storehouse, rather, we will find a gold summon sign next to... What time is 1600 JST? I think it's in 5 minutes. Anyway, hopefully we don't get completely kicked. We'll find a gold summon sign followed by a red summon sign, and we get to choose. Now, alternatively, we can actually... Alternatively, we can invite Hornsent to help us kill a boss in the Specimen Storehouse. So we still get choices all around. That said, I still recommend killing Hornsent just because it makes a boss fight easier later on. So luckily, this particular brand of Fire Monk, or Messmer's Fire Knights, don't cast as much, so you can kind of kill them more easily. All right. So, taking this elevator up, we will be inside of the Specimen Storehouse through its main entrance. Welcome. Okay. So, let's replenish our flasks really quick, and let's talk about this place. So, the Specimen Storehouse is a winding maze of a legacy dungeon. So there's quite a lot of vulgar militia, there's a few ghosts, but importantly, there is another exit out of this place, and, oh boy, and it's right here. God. All right, so this is another exit, We are going to use this exit later on, but I wouldn't recommend taking it now. It will lead to this bridge, and it'll lead to the Ancient Ruins of Rao. But while you can kill the boss of the Ancient Ruins of Rao, you really can't do anything after that until you've killed the boss of the Specimen Storehouse. So I don't recommend going there now. Just wait patiently, and we'll get there. So we're going to jump over here, jump on this tail, keep jumping up, keep jumping up. And then you can get this item, which is hard to see. But that's a Revered Spirit Ash. That is number 16. Keep track here. That's number 16. And now we can kind of continue on through. Oh, God. I just hate having to, like, rush casters. You know, it's, like, so annoying. Okay. Very good. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Oh, boy. Kill this guy. All right. Cool. So we climbed up there. Now we're back over here. I'm just going to check this side really quick. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So you'll be able to very clearly see that there's something behind that that bookshelf. We'll get there eventually. Wow. Oh, he's behind us. Okay. All right, through here we will find Sir Ansbach.
Righteous Tarnished. It's been some time. There was one thought I could not dislodge from my mind. So, here I am, quite unable to move on. After Lord Moke's slaying at his dynastic palace, it appears his body has been absconded with and taken straight to kind Miquella. Surely you recall that I once served Lord Moog as a pureblood knight, after failing him in every regard and losing sight of my vows. I'd do anything to make amends, in whatever meager way I can. What could they possibly have in mind for Lord Moog's remains? The implications are rather unnerving. What could they possibly implication?
All right, so somebody has taken Moog's body. Wonder who it could be. Who led us to this place? All right. So Sir Ansbach's story continues on here in the Specimen Storehouse. We will find an item later called it's either the Secret Rite Scroll or the Sacred Rite Scroll. And when we find that, we can give it to him, and he will have more to say. There is a Fire Knight back here. Oh my good God, dude. Yo, are you trying out for the ballet? What was that? I'd never seen him do it that many times. Okay. I think I might have died to this enemy type more than anything in the entire game. Like, collective, both in this walkthrough and out of this walkthrough. I'm leaving that item there because I want to get it on the way out. Let's try this again. Beautiful. Moving on. All right, so this is where the maze begins. The Specimen Storehouse has a lot of different paths, and it also has a set of like moving bookshelves and ladders and whatnot that can also become a bit of a pain. What was the second thing that just hit me? Oh, there's Vulgar Militia. No? I thought I heard their footsteps. Oof, okay. Very good. Unfortunately, this is a dungeon, so you do not get the flask replenishment. Alright, so that door right there, don't worry about that door. That comes from the church district, so we've already done that. No need to worry about that particular door. I believe we've already gotten all this. Yeah, this is for later. But unfortunately, that guy is annoying, so... take care of him. Okay. And then this is the back side of that bookshelf from earlier, the one that moves. You get the Boltdrake Talisman +3, which is the best lightning resist you can get. And then this switch opens the bookshelf. Talisman with a large depiction of a yellow ancient dragon boosts lightning damage negation beyond the utmost. By the utmost. It has the same description as all the others. Wrong way. Okay. It's Ansbach. Over here. Turn. Staircase. Perfect. Okie doke. So now we can head upstairs. And then you'll begin hearing the voice of a familiar NPC who we have not heard from in a very long time. How did you see me? So, I don't know if you could see it. All right, an item is going to end up here. That's why there's a player hint here. And it's actually a really good talisman. And also, this is the door I mentioned during the walkthrough for the church district. This is the door that's right on the other side of the elevator that leads to the back gate. So I don't know why this door never opens. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand why you don't open it from the other side. It feels like an oversight, honestly. All right, so we have another fire monk in this room guarding an item. This guy just, like, has such a range. Luckily, this is the melee guy. A little bit easier to deal with, in my opinion. Now, just be careful, because he can bonk you with a block. He can block with his sword. When you bonk on it, you're kind of exposed. As long as you don't attack again, you're okay, but you do get exposed. Come up here. Take care of this militia, and then we'll go get the other thing. Okay. So if you hop onto this rafter here, you can walk down very easily to this area. Grab the dueling shield. A thrusting shield or combined weapon and shield enables the wielder to attack and guard simultaneously. An armament once used in ritual combat performed to honor the Erdtree, a custom that had somehow remained within the Realm of Shadow. Probably because a lot of soldiers got abandoned here. Clearing it out. Clearing it out. Uh-oh. Should have backstabbed. Don't know why I didn't backstab. Feels like staggering the bleed there is actually a better way to go. Anyway, grab the beast horn. Seek ladder. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's for this. Again, that's from the back gate. Or the church district. Okay, so now we're looking for a switch. Okay, we're already in here. That leads to that, which we don't have yet. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So these candles right here are indicating a path, and that path is right here. It's kind of gross. And then just run and jump. And then we will get another Scadutree fragment. This is number 40. 10 to go. And then we also get a letter. Storehouse cross message. Message left by Sir Ansbach addressed to kindred spirits who also pursue Miquella's trail. It would seem that the people of the keep have flooded the holy quarter that leads onward to the Scadutree, barring access. However, there is no route that leads there from this storehouse. Perhaps there is another way to reach the holy quarter from somewhere else in this keep. Interesting. I never actually went back and read that when I was searching for the other part. It would seem that the people of the keep have flooded the holy quarter that leads onward to the Scadutree, barring access. However, there's no route that leads there from the storehouse. Perhaps there is another way to reach the holy quarter from somewhere else in this keep. Interesting. So yeah, we already did all that, but that's this section. I abandoned here my arm dextral, which is his right hand. He abandoned his left hand, I forget where, but somewhere. I think it was here he abandoned his left hand. Anyway, go ahead and rest. Replenish everything. And we go to Revered level 8. 8 out of 10. Okie doke. So. You can hear the familiar call of bats. We're going to have to deal with a bunch of them. So get your arrows ready. God, this guy again. Wow. Jesus. Okay, finally. God, these things hit like crazy. A heavy weapon works really well against them. Anyway. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That is. Oh my god. I never use bows. Okay, great. Shouldn't say I never use bows, I just don't use them as primary builds. So come down here. I'm actually gonna go back up for a sec. I see that, don't worry. Over here, I think there's an item on a corpse here. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, that's where we fought Gaius, over there. Okay. This leads to the site of grace over here. Just go over here first. No. Oh, hello. god, just please die. I don't know what hit me on the back end there, but it brought me to 1 HP, easy. Okay. Alright, so it's totally fine that we went upstairs instead of downstairs first. Doesn't really matter in the end. So we're going to come over here and get a switch. And then we'll backtrack. You do want to be careful because a Fire Knight is coming down the stairs. I don't believe it patrols in here, but still just want to keep your eyes peeled for it. Alright, so this switch right here, what this does is it rotates the central column here and will drop some of the specimens, or raise them to your level. That's a looker right there. Never noticed that one before. Oh, look at that. There's even bats in the rafters that you can see from here. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw the cogwheels up top turn, but I didn't see these ones turn where my helm is. Okay, cool. So now we will use this as a means of transportation. However, we got to go back downstairs now. That was bad timing. Oh, that was horrific timing, John. Jesus. Buddy, you have got to calm down with the twirling. Okay, great. Okay, Site of Grace, and then Lady Freyja. So we will visit her in a moment. Let's just light it, and then...
Now, Freyja. Don't let it rile you up.
So she's attempting to read something that she can't understand. And so she's telling herself not to let it rile her up, which is decent advice. Okay. So, grab this, which is yet another Revered Spirit Ash, which is number 17 now. Okay. Drop back down here. This is where the switch was. How did we miss that ember before? All right, this is where the switch was. We could jump on there, but we're not going to do that just yet. Instead, we are now going to come across here, deal with this Fire Knight, and then we're going to go back downstairs.
Lord, will I ever make sense of this?
All right, so unfortunately... there's an old guy behind us who will attempt to heal this guy. Or at least buff him. Yo! Okay. Holy God, this place hits like a truck. All right, we get a Spirit Calculus here. Spirit Calculi can be put into the Row Stones and made into a new item. I just don't think we have that cookbook yet, but that's basically what Spirit Calculi are for. They also drop off of the... they drop off of those spirit owls that you see sometimes. You'll see a lot more of them in the ancient ruins of Row, which is somewhat nearby. Okay, so now we're going to go back down a level. Come out here, go back downstairs, and then we're going to grab that item that we missed before. We didn't miss it, we just decided to come back for it. Right here. And I am going to like play it really safe, and I'm going to use a Rune Arc just to restore everything more easily. Holy proof pickled liver. And then this right here is the secret Rite scroll. So it's a scroll made of white tree bark. Few can decipher the scroll, which describes the secret rite of the divine gateway said to be found at the tower enshrouded by shadow. A lord will usher in a god's return, and the lord's soul will require a vessel. A lord will usher in a god's return. Right, okay. Got it. They do explain it. All right, that explains that. Okay, so more importantly, if you look closely near this specimen, now that it has rotated down, we are able to get that item that is at my helmet point. Now, unfortunately, it is guarded. So we have these guys. However, the thing that's I'm more concerned about is the fire monk over there. Yeah, we can't do this without waking him up. Maybe we could backstab him. No, of course not. Oh my god! To be honest, let's just go get it. Pearldrake Talisman, +3. Okay, we're running. We are running, trucking. Okay, great. Let's go back to the storehouse, 7th floor, and speak with Redmane Freyja. Now, Redmane Freyja's questline is really interesting, so let's speak with her, see what she has to say.
Oh, hello. I'm afraid I'm busy. A curse upon my lack of foresight. I should have asked Ansbach to impart his knowledge when I had the chance. I'm afraid I'm busy, truly.
Okay, so she says that she wishes to have received Ansbach's knowledge before she departed the gravesite plane, when they were so close to each other. You have a couple of choices here. So, if you talk to Ansbach, tell him that Freyja is in need of his help, he will give you a letter. If you give her the letter, she will show up in that boss fight later. If you do not, then she won't. If you do give her the letter, you will get her armor set later. So it's really up to you if you want to make that boss fight as easy as possible, or if you don't. If you want to make it as easy as possible, when we go to Ansbach, do not give her the letter. So that's how you make it easy on yourself. Okay? So let's go back down to the first floor, and then let's speak with Ansbach, because we do need to give him an item. Let's speak with Ansbach now.
What could they possibly have in mind for Lord Moog's remains? The implications are rather unnerving.
So if you don't care about having Freyja in that boss fight, tell him. He'll give you a letter. You give it to Freyja. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're just going to hand over the scroll straight away.
Well, what's this? Yes, I should have known.
Even the truth was itself mere folly. As if using Lord Moog to gain entrance to the land of shadow were not enough, he plans to use his corpse as the vessel of his king consort. He has forsaken Lord Moog's soul. He desires only his empty shell. It beggars belief, but I'm afraid Tender Miquella fails to grasp the humiliation implied by this act. One thing is certain. My dear lord deserved better. Righteous Tarnished, you have my gratitude. You have given me the answers I needed, but I can hardly fathom it. Such folly. Unto the end. I am a warrior, but I've aged. I cannot afford to act hastily. Curse it all. I know my limits. I could spend the rest of my life honing my craft, and still that creature would be out of my blade's reach. The absolute folly of it.
Okay. So, you can tell him about Freyja's decision. We can just not give her the letter. That's fine.
Freyja, by the gods. She must be feeling the need to reaffirm her allegiance before she heads to war. A true Redmane she is, hardly troubled by the rot. Righteous Tarnished, could you please give this to Freyja? Thanks to you, she too will have the answers she requires. Yes. I can see her barreling into the fray right now. Perhaps I shouldn't meddle in her affairs, but this is the only way I can help. Perhaps I should, but this is the...
Alright, so if we read the letter, there's a letter written by Sir Ansbach to Freyja the Redmane, presumably written in answer to her query, but the page is neatly folded to keep prying eyes from reading it. We can't read it. Okay, so let's go to Storehouse 7th floor. We're not going to give her the letter. So, unfortunately, this choice locks us out of her armor set. I don't care so much about that. But if you want her armor, give her the letter. It's up to you, though. I'm choosing not to. Instead, we will still be able to get her shield. We will get it just by coming back here later on. Okay, so now that we have moved everything, it's time to begin ascending once more. All right, so hop up here. There was an item back here. Anyway, over here. Walk up here. See, if you had seen that Fire Knight, wouldn't you have gone crazy trying to find it? Including the back side of the storehouse. Anyway, jump in here. Okay. Now, this guy is looking out into the distance, and if you look closely, you'll see a bat down there. That bat leads us to an incantation or a sorcery. However, I'm going to do something first really quick, and I'm going to activate a Site of Grace. Let's grab this. And we're going to kill this monk. This is a one-time fight. This monk does not come back. Kind of interesting that it almost looks like it's wearing like Melania's gear a little bit, like similar color scheme, but clearly not, you know, wielding fire and all that. Jeez. Okay, this just isn't going well. Yo! Yeah, going through here with the Gargoyle Greatsword was a fair bit easier. You could really stun the hell out of these guys. It's a cool helmet, though. Kind of want that. truth be told, I probably could wield the Gargoyle Greatsword now. So my strength is high enough. Sure can. That's okay. I'm not going to change up now. Nice little backstab action. Oh boy. Ooh, that's a grab. That's cool. Good for you. Oh my god. That's a cool set of armor right there, though. I dig that, 100%. At this rate, I could just go get that thing and warp back, but I'm stubborn. Oh, shit. Nice. Thank God. Okay. With the Winged Serpent Helm and Ash of War Flame Spear. Helm of Kood, Captain of the Fire Knights, a winged serpent perches atop of it. Enhances Fire Knight skills. The Winged Serpent is a token creature of Messmer's military forces. It is a wise friend which keeps the base serpent at bay and holds its power in check. We are about to learn what the base serpent is. So that is the Chief Fire Knight. And then right here in front of this statue, we have another Scadutree fragment, which is number 41. Okay. And then we have a Site of Grace here that we're going to light. We're not going to go here just yet. And while Kood was a kill once enemy, we still need to go drop down to that bat and get that sorcery. Okay, just carefully drop here. Great. And then we grab the Impenetrable Thorn sorcery. Sorcery of those who abandon the practice of incantations after devout faith rewarded them with only despair. Summons the Scadutree's Impenetrable Thorns from the ground. This sorcery can be used repeatedly. The image of the twisted Scadutree is an edict. Denounce their ways, do them harm, for they have abandoned us. And then you can just drop, where is it, like right here? Yeah, you can just drop right here and then go back through, but for us, we're just going to warp right back to the top. Make it easier on ourselves. To the Dark Chamber Essence. Now, I believe there should be an invasion sign around here. For Leda and Hornsent. Huh. I thought it was like right in that boss chamber. Just looking this up. It should have been here. Oh, it's down in Shadowkeep. Okay. My bad, it's down here. That's funny. It's like at the foot of the staircase. I must have just passed it. So again, I am choosing to kill Hornsent and help Lady Leda. Alternatively, you can summon Hornsent in the boss room that we were just in front of. I'm not going to do that. There they are. Okay, let's assist. Assist Needle Knight Leda. We're going to kill Hornsent. And again, we're doing this to make a boss fight easier later on. So you got to be careful, because this guy's Ash of War is quite strong, as are these little spells here. So they're not really doing any damage to Leda, but believe me, they're strong.
Kindly Miquella never betrays a vow. Go. Your family awaits you.
All right, so we get Falks as well as the Hornsent set. So, curved swords with long, sickle-like blades, a pair of weapons made to be wielded in both hands. Forged by a Hornsent in the name of revenge. In vengeance for the flames, my blade I wield. Caterpillar mask, grotesque mask constructed from countless solidified caterpillars, a ritual implement of the greater potentates of Bonny Village, used to ward off thoughts of impurity, doubt, temptation, and other wickedness one is vulnerable to while absorbed in divine ritual. Ugh. Ragged black cloth overlaid with braid cord, attire of a vengeance-seeking Hornsent. The braided cord ties together the vow of the revenger with the victim's grudges. It must never come undone. Enhances both watchful spirits and the vengeful spirits summoned by horned barons. Yeah. Gross. Okay, so let's go back and speak with Needle Knight Leda once more. And then she is basically going to ask us who next.
Ah, there you are. Well fought. You have my gratitude. He was never going to see eye to eye with us, but his words were ill-founded. It was hard to hear, I know. I know I shouldn't let myself, but I suppose it's only natural to feel the weight of one's deeds at times like these. There's plenty left to be done, and I will see to it. Who else? I wonder. I don't enjoy casting suspicion on anyone I've called a comrade, but it's a small sacrifice in the grand scheme of things. We must eradicate all doubt. Who else? I don't enjoy, but it's a small... There you are. I'm afraid Sir Ansbach will have to be next. He insists that he's nothing but a worn-down over-the-hill soldier. But in his day, he was the feared commander of the pure-blood knights, who cleaved open Miquella the Kine with his blood blade. He claims he hasn't the spirit to take up his sword again, but I doubt it'll be very long before he recalls, as I have, the cascading sheets of blood. I'm afraid he cannot be left to fester. I've come to a realization. There's ample evidence. Without kindly Miquella's influence, I'm quite mistrustful of others.
All right. So believe it or not, if you do not do any of her quest line, you like never come back to her after breaking the Great Rune, that's all she'll say. Okay, so she says that Sir Ansbach is next, but not if we have something to do about it. So I recommend helping Sir Ansbach in this case. All you're missing out on, more or less, is a talisman. I think you might also miss out on his bow if you choose to assist him. But this is the path I have chosen for myself. You can do whatever you like. Again, the reason for this is because killing Sir Ansbach here would make the next, not the next boss fight, but a boss fight later on harder. God. I guess the Briar Armor has like 0 fire resist. That's what I'm learning here. All right. So we are going to assist Sir Ansbach.
I will dispose of you. I find that I have a new apprehension. And exactly where I've lived you.
So, you would cull an old man such as I. Your authority I would expect that you surmise that you have enough and will not lay down and die. You've lost your wit. I might throw you have no such debt to this old man, though I gladly welcome your decision. Now I
All right.
might even live to see the morrow.
Look at that bow.
I ask you keep kindly Miquella in your care.
Okay. So we defeated her, and now we return to our world. And then I believe Ansbach will be here to thank us if he has not moved on. Okay, we get his longbow and Leda's rune. So, Blessing of Needle Knight Leda, an unalloyed knight that has never dwelled in an eye. An unalloyed light that has never dwelled in an eye. Unalloyed. Interesting, sort of like Miquella and Melania. Miquella gifted Leda with a gentle gold to bring a soft hue to her faded eyes. Ansbach's bow, weapon of Sir Ansbach, a longbow consisting of 2 bow bodies and 2 strings. Unusually for a longbow, it can be wielded similarly to a light bow, provided that the wielder has the extraordinary dexterity demanded. Do we have the extraordinary dexterity? We sure do at 43. Look at that. Okay. Cool. So, that's basically it for this questline. We sort of ended it there. Alternatively, you can kill Ansbach and aid Leda, but for now, that's kind of it.
I'm afraid I'm truly.
So we can still give the letter, even at this point. We're not going to, because I want to make that fight as easily as possible. Okay, so now that we've done all of that, it is time to fight the boss of this dungeon. It is now time to fight Messmer the Impaler. Messmer the Impaler has a really high fire damage output, so if you have any gear that is highly resistant to fire, I suggest you bring it. Now, I only have 105 equip load. I don't think I could wear the armor set that I want to wear, at least the full set. That is the Black Jail set. $69. The legs. If we change this out for the Great Jar Talisman. Okay, that's good. How much more can we get out of this? Medium. Can we do it even more? Oh, wow. We can medium load the whole thing. Excellent. Okay, so Messmer is a challenge. If you chose not to kill Hornsent, his summon sign is available in the room. So that means that Messmer's health and damage do not increase. Or rather, just his health pool does not increase. So that's helpful. I don't know how helpful Hornsent is. I've never actually used him, but you can go for it if you like. That person is doing a madness build. Good for them. He has 2 phases. However, the phases are extremely similar, with the exception that the damage output in phase 2 is higher, and pretty much it's always going to be a fire-based attack, whereas in phase 1, his attacks can either be physical or fire. Like, it can be physical with fire enchanted, but in phase 2, it's pretty much always fire, so having high fire resistance is helpful. In phase 2, he also gets snake attacks. These are a lot easier to dodge than you think. Whenever the snake comes up, it's going to delay anything, so just stare at it and wait for it to actually start moving at you and then dodge. I'm also going to raise the volume for this, just for the cutscenes.
Mongrel intruder. That tarnished, it seemeth. Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light? Yet, my purpose standeth unchanged. Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death. In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
All right. Welcome to Messmer. So he always starts with this attack. It's always just a double follow-up. Messmer, as you can see, really doesn't wear much armor, so he is quite susceptible to bleed. Any bleed build will have a really, really good time against him. As you can see, a lot of his attacks have big follow-ups. I just ran out of stamina there like a dummy. And he's going to throw the javelin, and then it reappears in his hand like a badass. Alright. A lot of big wavy attacks. That spread fire. You should roll into them to get behind the fire. Ow. Of course, he has these fire snakes. Again. Careful with that attack. It's going to explode. From there, though, you can get basically a full rivers of blood off. Damn, I was really just trying not to lose all my stamina there. Ow. Same thing. So go behind us, up, and then down. It's really hard to dodge. Ooh, I got lucky. Bump this up for you.
I will not suffer. A lord devoid of light. No, mother. Forgive me. thou be taken in the jaws of the abyssal serpent, shorn of light.
The base serpent has been revealed. Okay, it's gonna drop, then it's gonna explode. Then you immediately want to start attacking because actually Messmer is the snake, and you won't have to worry about him doing anything as he comes out of snake form. So like, even though he is super, super strong, he is very, very susceptible to attacks at all times throughout this fight. Ugh. Okay, I really just love to heal. Oh, shit. Double pump. Try to get some magic heal. That's a grab. Oh, it's so gangster. I truly love it. All right, that's not great. That's okay. Wait for it to actually start moving toward you, and then go in on him. It's going to spiral back. Oh, wow. I just want to heal. That's all I want to do. Oh, all I wanted to do was heal. Oh, I shouldn't have played it safe. I should have gone in on him. Oh, that sucks. It's fine. It's not a big deal. All I wanted to do was heal. I should have used a Rivers of Blood and gone in. It's fine. So he's always going to open with this attack. Just wait for him to actually move toward you. And then you can move again. And then just go nuts with Rivers of Blood. Basically get the full combo off on him. I rolled right into it. Jesus, dude. Nope, didn't want to do that. I wanted to pick up my runes. Thank you. And when he drags the spear... you want to pay very close attention to it for when it actually moves away from him. Explode. Oh, please. Yeah, that. That move where he drags, you actually have a bit of time to react to it. Just... oh my god, dude. I was just trying to get away from him. He does a really gangster grab, like, doesn't get much sicker than that. God, just let me heal, dude. No healing allowed. I'll get a bleed proc in a sec. Same thing. Same thing as the opening. Alright. Heal up. Wait for it to drop. Come on, dude. I rolled right into it. Ugh. That was a really bad attempt. That was really, really bad. That sucked. All right. Let's do this a lot cleaner. Dives in. Explosion. Rivers of blood. Nice. Good bleed proc. Where are my runes? Ugh. Okay, got him. Rolled way too early. It's tough to judge that attack because he's dragging the spear on the ground. And when he does that, when he's dragging the spear, it's tough to judge when he's actually moving it.
In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Rolling back is really stupid. I'm also very hungry right now, and that's like really messing with my concentration. All right. Dives in. Explosion. Rivers of blood. That's the first time I didn't get the full thing off. There we go. Trying to recover my stamina a little bit here. Perfect. Just let me heal. Great. Phase 2. Snakes. Explosion. Rivers of blood. Back up. Okay, great. Drink. Drink that one. Got him. That's Messmer.
America, a curse upon thee.
Remembrance of the Impaler and Messmer's Kindling, which is a key item. Okay, so if you need additional help with that boss fight, I have a guide. I'll link it in the description. It goes into a bit more detail, but the thing with those snakes is that you have to like keep in mind that they are Messmer. They are vulnerable. And as long as you know that, you can just deal massive amounts of damage to him as he is like reforming back to human. It almost feels like an oversight, if I'm being completely honest. All right. Keep building it to strength. Oh, we have another level. Awesome. Okay. So we got two things. We got the Remembrance of Messmer, a malevolent snake Again, very hungry. A malevolent snake writhed within Messmer, and so his very mother plucked out his eye and put in its place a seal of grace. Yet, having done so, her fear compelled her to secret away her child within the realm of shadow, hidden away, keeping company with the original sin and a hatred that would not be confined. So, he had this base serpent in his brain, which leads me to believe that he is the brother of Miquella and Melania, because both Miquella and Melania were born with curses, and it seems like Messmer was born with a curse. So it's likely that he is the child of Marika and Radigan. Also, the red hair kind of gives it away. Okay, we also get Messmer's Kindling, which is the kindling that burned inside Messmer the Impaler, a dark thing eaten away by a wicked serpent. Burns the sealing tree said to be found at the old Rao ruins. Messmer, much like his younger sister, bore a vision of fire. His younger sister. Could the younger sister be Melina? Not sure if I've ever looked into that. Okay. Anyway, So, even though that is the boss of this dungeon, we're not actually done with the dungeon yet. We still have a little bit more to go, and we're going to do that in this video. So we are going to go back to Storehouse first floor, and then we are going to exit to the left, which is that elevator that I pointed out right at the very start of this dungeon. So there's only a few rooms down here, and we're basically just going to literally get to an exit and then be done. So we're going to take this elevator down. And we're going to end it at the final site of grace of Shadow Keep. And then we will sort of go to the next area next time. But I do want to get through this because this is technically part of the Specimen Storehouse. All right, just be aware for those pots. Yep. So we have pots. And of course, with pots in the Realm of Shadow, we also have those pot innard enemies. Gold Pickle Foulfoot, which increases rune drops. Very, very helpful item. Hello. Okay, now if you want to rush to the site of grace, jump off this railing and just keep going. But we get Ash of Sparks. The Ash of War grants no affinity to an armament, but imparts the following skill. Wall of Sparks, scatter perfume powder in the vicinity, producing intense sparks after a brief delay. Can be charged to increase power and range. The properties of the sparks are determined by the perfume bottle used. So it's a wall of sparks with whatever perfume bottle you have. And I'm sure you can see back there, there's an illusory wall given away by the player hints. But it's also just kind of obvious. Okay, we get the Battlefield Priest Cookbook number 4, which teaches us the Sun Warmth Stone. And we got quite a lot of goops here, but more importantly is this one that tries to surprise us. But we're smarter than that. Great. Okay. Okay. So in this room, we've got quite a lot of pots. Oof. That was a lot of damage. Now, the important thing, though, is that you don't get too close to the underside of that balcony from earlier until you're ready. And the reason for that is because there is an enemy there that will deal a lot of damage to you. So there's another one right here. Whoa! Cool, I never had that happen before. Alright, and there's a site of grace basically right down here through that doorway. There's a site of grace. We're not going to go there just yet. That is where we're going to end the walkthrough, but there's a little bit more to do here. So like I said, you don't want to approach this enemy until you're ready. And the reason for that is because this enemy is not your ordinary pot innard. It does this. And it basically spreads this goop all over the place, making it really hard to move inside of the goop. So it sort of spreads out from underneath. So only go in on it when the goop is not there. Great. And then we get an Iris of Grace, which, if you recall, we needed for Yola. We also get a hefty cracked pot. That is number 9 of 10. Almost done with those. Whew. Okay. Right. Interesting that there's 3 chairs here. Melon and Miquella. Could be Messmer, Miquella, Melania. Okay. This is the final site of Grace of Shadow Keep. The next part of the walkthrough, we're going to go through this door right here, but I want to do one absolutely final thing, and that is finish the quest line in the Cathedral of Manus Metyr by giving the Iris of Grace to Yola. If we do this, we will get her ash, and then we can do something else. So let's quickly speak with her. I'll bump the volume for you.
The night is ever dark. I need the stars. Give me light. Oh, it blinds, as if our night simply never was.
Okay, so this is Sword Hand of Knight Jolán. Says, Spirit of a Sword Hand granted light by the Iris of Grace, wields a sword of bottomless black that penetrates the enemy's guard, though it was not by the shining star that she had longed for, thus was her night illuminated. But this was an at times blinding light, and threatened to expunge night entirely. We are still not done, okay? Now what we're going to do is we are going to go back to the Shaman village outside of Shadowkeep, and using this Spirit Ash, we're actually going to create another one. So this is a really, really unique thing. If you were to give her the Iris of Occultation, you will instead get her weapon, which, don't get me wrong, is an amazing weapon, but that is not what we want right now. So, go back to the hinterland. Oops. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Go back to the hinterland. And then from here, we're going to run up to the Shaman village. I'm still expecting that tree sentinel to just like keep respawning for some reason. Okay, welcome back. All right. So now we're going to begin falling down these cliffs here. Oops. There we go. Just keep looking for green. Okay. All right. And just fall. I'm going to pop off. Okay, good enough. Cool. Welcome back to Rabbath's Rise. And we have this puppet that looks an awful lot like Jolán, but it's actually her sister. So we can usher Anna into Sword Hand of Knight Jolán's Spirit Ashes. We say yes, and now we have a double Spirit Ash of Jolán and Anna. Or Anna. So, unfortunately, you can't finish reading this description, but it says, Spirits of two Sword Hands of Knights, one of them being possessed by Count Ymir's doll, Anna. Together, Jolán's sword and Anna's claws are as bottomless black and penetrate the enemy's guard. Jolán and Anna were born in a cold, dark jail where they were raised to deprive of light to be sword hands of night. Thus were they cultivated to become the most terrifying masters of their blades, though the burden of the deed left their hearts frail and unknown. Let me actually look really quick on the wiki to see if... frail and pilant or pilant, which means... pliable. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So that is that. If you wish to just go back to Jolán, you can remove the Spirit Ash, and then it just goes back to Sword Hand of Knight Jolán, and you can literally go back and forth as much as you want. So that's that. But the real final thing here is we are now just going to drop over here. Very good. And then we get the Spell Machinist's Bell Bearing, which sells Rabbath's Great Bolt, which is used in Rabbath's Cannon. And then we can drop here one more time for the cannon in case you haven't received it. And now we are back over here just by the Cathedral of Manus Metir. And that is it. So that is basically like the end of the quest lines in a sense. There's not a lot more to do, and we have officially opened up the end of the game for ourselves in a sense. So we have quite a lot of bell bearings to offer at this point. Okay. Yeah, cool. Quite a lot here. Quite a lot. Oh, Memory Stone. This really isn't a spellcaster, so never thought to buy those, I don't think. Yeah, so we have quite a lot to do. I don't know what bell bearing shops 3 and 4 are. It's possible that it's for NPCs that I didn't kill or something. But in any event, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to level up a couple of things. Actually, before we do that, let me purchase 12 of each stone because I want to level up the bow. Actually, I'm not sure if level up Ansbach's bow via one or the other, one stone or the other. All right, let's level up the girls. Should have plenty of glove wart from all of our adventures in the Realm of Shadow. Oh my god. I need to sell things here.
I see.
Great. So now they're at plus 10. I don't know if they're, if I would say is, if they're as powerful as Teak, but I like them. I just think they're cool. So, yeah. Do I have enough FP to cast them? I do. Okay, and then let's level up Ansbach's bow. Somber. We might have enough. Perfect. Okay, great. Alrighty, and can we put... Probably can't change the Ash of War on that, or the affinity scaling. No. Okay, all good. Cool. That's going to do it for this part of the walkthrough. Now, like I said, we've done basically all the optional stuff, and you can see that the final guidance of grace is from Messmer's Dark Chamber, as well as from the West Rampart, is guiding us this way. So, in the next section of the walkthrough, we will begin our adventure through the ancient ruins of Rao. This will very likely be 2 walkthrough sections. It's a huge area with a major story boss. It's a remembrance boss, but then there's also a second boss that's hidden. I believe they're in this building or close to it. I believe it's this building. Yeah, pretty sure. And this building is like kind of hard to get to. So, yeah, it's this building. So, yeah, we'll start that next time. But we are beginning to reach towards the end here. The Ancient Ruins of Rao is not the end, but the part that comes after that, unfortunately, is. But that's going to do it for now. I'll give a shout out to my channel members. Thank you very much to John Aldridge with 50 months, Silver Bullet 13 with 37 months, Daniel Cockerill with 32 months, Brian Brubaker with 27 months, Baghdad Money with 23 months, Greg with 21 months, X Lightning 84 with 16 months, Harv Fontanilla with 13 months, Jason Naps with 3 months, and Working Class Nerds with 1 month. Thank you so much to my channel members. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to join my community Discord. The link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.